Hi, my name is Medhat Al-Masri. In today's video, we will explore the integration of the GitHub MCP server within Visual Studio Code, leveraging Docker and GitHub Copilot chat to enhance AI-driven software development. Beginning with a simple C# command line application, we will clone, configure, and establish our own repository. Through MCP configurations, developers can interact seamlessly with AI-powered agents to generate, commit, and push code, effectively transforming software engineering workflows. You will make AI a first-class member of your software development team. In order to continue with this tutorial, you will need, of course, a GitHub account, the latest version of Visual Studio Code, and inside of Visual Studio Code, you need to add the GitHub Copilot chat extension. Our MCP server will be hosted on Docker. Therefore, you need Docker Desktop running on your computer, and the example application we're going to be working with is a .NET application. For that, you need .NET 9.0 or later. The version of VS Code that I'm using is version 1.103.2, and the version of .NET I'm using is 9.0.304. I will start by running Docker Desktop, and here it is. It has started. We will use a very simple command line sample application written in .NET. So let us start by cloning this repo. It will create a directory called all my tasks, and we will go into that directory. So I'm going to take this and run it there. It's going to clone the repo, and if I check, I am in this new directory. To disconnect from the original repo, I will delete the .git folder. On my Mac, I will run this command rm-rf.git, and it will delete the .git folder. If you happen to be on Windows, the command on Windows is rmdir/s/q.git. But I'm not on Windows, so I will remove this. Since I have deleted the .git folder, I will create my own repo now. So I'm going to type in git init git add .git commit, and I'll put a message simply just first. Now let me create a repo on github.com. So I will go to github.com, and in here I will create a new repo by the name of all my tasks 2 and click on create repository. I will next push my code to the repo by copying this set of commands under or push an existing repository from the command line. So I'm going to copy this and go to my terminal window and simply paste it here. So I'm going to refresh my repo page, and there's the code right here. Let us quickly explore what the command line application does. So if I check the folder I am in, there is a subfolder called Tasks Manager Console. I'm going to go into that folder and simply do a .NET run. And you can see here that there is a menu system. Number 1 is add new task. Number 2, list all tasks. Number 3, mark task as complete and exit. Let me start by adding a new task. So here I'm going to say put gas in the car. Let me try number 2, which is list all tasks. And you can see here there's a task called put gas in the car. Let me try number 3, which is mark task as complete. So I'm going to choose 3, and it says enter task number to mark as complete. I'm going to enter number 1, and let me list the tasks I have, and you will notice now that there is an X beside put gas in the car, which indicates that it is complete. I'll enter number 4 to exit. So now we have an idea about what this basic application does. But there seems to be one functionality that's missing. We do not have a delete option. Therefore, let's go to our repo, and under issues, we're going to add a new issue that pertains to deletion. For the title of that issue, I'm going to enter add task delete functionality. And for the description, I will add the following. Currently, in the On My Tasks repo, users can only add a task and mark it as incomplete. There is no way to delete a task once it has been added. Please implement functionality to allow users to delete tasks from the list. Expected behavior is this. Users should be able to delete an existing task, and after deletion, the task should no longer appear in the task list. And the acceptance criteria is a delete option is available for each task. Deleting a task removes it from storage and the UI, and appropriate feedback is given to the user after deletion. So we're gonna copy all of this and put it in here and create this issue in my repo. Let me open the source code in VS Code. I will go to the parent directory and go into VS Code by typing code dot. Here's my project. You can see that I have a solution and I have a subdirectory with the actual app. Let's use GitHub Copilot. So I'm gonna click on GitHub Copilot here, and let's choose agent mode so that GitHub Copilot can go ahead and do the things that we wanted to do without much intervention on our part. So I'm going to choose agent mode, and for the model, although GPT 4.1 can do what I wanted to do, but I'm going to choose Claude Sonnet 4. In order to interact with github.com from Visual Studio Code, I need to install an MCP server that allows for this interaction. So we will install a GitHub MCP server. Let's go to View Command Palette, and I'm going to choose MCP add server. It appears at the top because it's the last command that I had used. So I'll choose that, and down here, let's choose Docker image install from a Docker image. Hit that. And for the Docker image, I will enter mcp/GitHub. Hit enter here. So it says, do you want to allow or cancel? I'm going to say allow. And now it asks me for the GitHub personal access token. If you don't already have a personal access token, you can go back to your GitHub repo and go to your profile picture, click on that, go to settings, then scroll to the bottom, choose developer settings, and you've got your personal access tokens here. You can choose fine-grained tokens or tokens classic. I'm going to choose tokens classic, and on this page you have this button, generate new token, and I'm going to generate a classic token. Give it a name. I'll call it token MCP, and you can give it an expiry date. The items that I checked are repo and workflow. Now when you click on create token, it will give you a token that you need to copy. If you don't copy it now, you will never have a chance to get that token. In my case, I'm going to copy it and paste it in here. For the name, I'm just gonna suffice with GitHub. Hit enter there. Next, it asks me, do you want this to be global or only in your current workspace? I'm gonna choose workspace. It creates for me a folder called VS Code, and in there it creates this mcp.json file, and it's using my token here. Of course, I'm going to delete this token as soon as I've stopped recording because I don't need this to be public. But I just want to show you that it is working. You will notice that there is this message saying that the MCP server is running. I can stop it, I can restart it. Let me stop it and let me start it. It's good to know that it's working, because you can start using it. If you go now to Docker Desktop, you will notice that there is a container that's running, and this is the container that is now our GitHub MCP server. Let's open the GitHub Copilot chat. Go ahead and click on this tool, and if you click on that, you will see that our MCP server GitHub is running, and all of these are the various methods that can be used. So we will be using list issues. This one, for example, keep this in mind. You can close this by clicking on OK. Let me start by doing this. I'm going to say using the GitHub MCP server list open issues in this repo. See what it has to say. So it displays for you the fact that it can execute this command to get you the list of issues. So I'm going to click on continue. So it finds the open issue and it tells me everything about that open issue. I'm going to ask it to do some work in implementing this new delete functionality. To give it this instruction: implement issue number 1 in a new branch, commit the changes, then create a PR. Note that our issue is actually issue number 1. So I'm going to paste this command and tell it to start working. And here you go. It's going to create a branch. Go ahead and do that. Now it's examining my code and determining which files need to be changed. It actually tells you what it's doing. It may take some time, and it all depends on the task you have given it. This is not a very complicated application, so it shouldn't take too long. So now it's verifying that there are no compilation errors, and it's going to do a build. So it can execute a command line instruction, .NET build, to see if there's any problems there. And you can see here it executed the build and it succeeded. Next, it's going to do a git checkout, and it did that. It's going to check the status, then git add, and it gives you a summary before it commits. It now is going to push. Next, it creates a pull request. Click on continue for it to create a pull request. So I'm going to click on continue. So here it says I've implemented everything you asked me for. Before we click on keep, we should at least go and test this out. So I'm going to go into my terminal window, change into the application folder, which is the tasks manager console. Let me run this. So I'm going to say .NET run. We now have a delete task option. So let me add a new task, and I'm going to say clean the basement. So if I choose 2, it'll give me a list of the tasks I have. Let me try task number 4, which is delete. It asks me enter task number to delete, and I'm going to say 1. And now if I hit the list, there's nothing there. It says no tasks found. So this seems to be working okay. So I can now hit keep. Let's go to our repo, and you can see that we have 1 issue and we have 1 pull request. Let's click on this pull request and have a look at it. I can go ahead and merge the pull request, confirm merge, and I can delete the branch since I don't need it anymore. Of course, there's way more that you can do, but this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to using MCP servers with GitHub and essentially making GitHub Copilot a member of your team. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give it the thumbs up. And until we meet again in another video, cheers.